Yo, what is going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. It is the one, the only Big Trail Network. I'm its host and creator, Danyel. I hope you're doing well. We got the week out of the way, right? The weekend. Thank you, Lord. It's upon us. Yes, it's here. We're going to talk about recruiting in this video. A little bit of an update. What's going on? Can we expect some surprises next week for Wednesday, February 6th? I do that every time. For February 6th, which is the second and final signing period, day, whatever. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little more. But first, if you guys would, at the end of the video, like, comment, share the content that you just watched. And, of course, if you haven't already, yeah, feel free to tap the subscribe button. And don't forget the notification bell as well. If you hit the bell, if you haven't already, hit the bell. And as soon as the video goes live, you're notified. As soon as the next video's up and ready, warm and toasty for you, you can watch it right from there, thanks to the notification bell. It's not enough to just be subscribed to a channel anymore. So, yeah, let's talk about this this recruiting class and what to kind of expect as we close it out next week. A lot of you who've been around long enough, you know how I roll, short and sweet, to the point. I like to try and keep these videos somewhat short. So let's start off with the 2019 football recruits that are committed but didn't sign back in December, and then we'll talk about the guys that are just kind of out there floating in the ethos, like waiting to sign somewhere and aren't committed anywhere. So, all right, so for the guys that are committed and didn't sign back in December, you've got Adonis Ote, 3-star cornerback, Amante Spivey, 3-star running back, who's the only running back offer Arkansas has out, well, the only one who they plan to sign on Wednesday, Hudson Henry and Treylon Burks. Burks and Henry, of course, across the board, Hudson Henry's like the number one tight end most places. He slid down, I think, on Rivals, I think is where he slid. And then, of course, you have Burks, who's a big-time receiver. Both those guys 4-stars. I think they get both of them, Burks and Hudson Henry. Spivey, 3-star running back. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but I don't think he ends up being a Razorback or Adonis Ote, 3-star corner, who I think he ends up going to USC, I think is his other big draw. Let me tell you about Spivey, though. I know his numbers aren't exactly, they don't blow you away, but DeVaul Whaley is a senior. Malik Williams already transferred out, and Rakeem Boyd is already, he's already known because of Last Chance U. You know he's got connections. You know he's going to have people whispering in his ear. If he has a good enough season, he could bolt for the pros. I could totally see that. Now, obviously, he's got to have the production. He's got to have more touchdowns. But if he stays healthy, God willing, right? You want him to stay healthy, not just for the Razorbacks' sake, but for his own. The kid needs a big win, a big W in his life. And having a big year this year, if they make the upgrades, if we believe what we're being told as far as the offensive line finally, getting pieces that match what Chad Morris wants to do up front, if he has – let's say he comes close to doubling his total production from a year ago, he could bolt. So then that leaves you to wonder who's next in line. Chase Hayden? Since his injury, he hasn't looked the same. And DeVaul Whaley, who started to come on strong, right? So you're going to lose him going into 2020. You're not going to have him. He's going to senior out. It leaves you with not a whole lot of options. Luckily, 2020, they do have a ton of offers out to running backs, but I do think it's important that you sign at least one running back. I argue 1 to 2 running backs every recruiting class, one quarterback every recruiting class. I don't care what kind of offense you run. They may go with none. So what I've been told is if he doesn't sign, then they're not going to sign any running backs in the 2019 class. That's unfortunate. So keep that in mind. I know Spivey's on a huge loss, but it is some depth at the spot, and it kind of gives you a little bit of insurance moving forward, even if you don't think he's, an elite talent, or even if you don't think he's an SEC running back. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay. Adonis Ote, probably going to wind up at USC. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, so Spivey and Ote probably not going to be hogs come Wednesday. For the linebackers, Lachie Henry, 4-star JUCO linebacker, formerly committed to Tennessee, decommitted early January of this year, decommitted from Tennessee. He's had official visits to, I think he's had two visits to Ole Miss, and he's got a visit on Saturday with the Texas Longhorns. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's right. So he is expected. A lot of people believe he's been the silent commit to the Arkansas Razorbacks for a while. I think he ends up being a hog. The other linebacker, Chris Russell, I've heard it's going to come down between. I don't know where he goes. I don't know. I've heard it's down between Arkansas and A&M, but that could change slightly over the weekend. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know where he ends up. My gut tells me probably A&M, but anytime you have someone like John Chavis as your defensive coordinator, it wouldn't surprise me for him to land both Lockie Henry and Russell. So that's it. If you have any more questions about any other players, we will start concentrating on the 2020 recruiting class probably next week after signing day. As of right now, I do plan on, I think we're going to do a live video on Wednesday, so mark it in your calendars. We may not. There's I don't get paid to do this. It's hard to – that's why I don't usually try to set goals because my day-to-day changes so much. It's been crazy around here lately, but I'm going to try and go live sometime late afternoon on Wednesday. Of course, that's signing day. Talk about that class. Just, go back and reflect over the 2019 recruiting class and talk about the guys that signed that day and kind of go into a little bit more depth into all that. So if we have it, I'll keep you up to date. Follow me on Twitter at Tyzilla83 for any updates there. And, so hopefully I'll see you guys next week. You guys be good, be safe out there. Enjoy your weekend. Go Hogs.